situation, you know. And try to some drivers there. The first part is talking about morphology. And if you want to say that morphology is the most, this is kind of thing to study the form of the words. Yes, what is the best way when you try to express what is the correct way for or write the form. Specific, there are two important places in this case is syntaxis and morphology. Syntaxis is specific when you try to organize what is the first is the subject, what is the next verb, and a complement, and the rest of the words. But in this case, morphology is trying to the specific structure, but in the word, not in all the sentences, but in this case in the word. If you want to talk about that, you need to go to the form morphemes, that is in afflictions. And affliction is in a process of addition in inflections. Yes, also really important that you try to remember something in Spanish. For example, the inflections is when the verb changes, totally changes. For example, when you try to mixtures, some about the words. For example, yo trabajo, yo trabajaré, ella trabaja. That's an inflection to the verb. But here in English, there isn't inflections in the verb. You need to put some different words, but the verb never change. And these specific words don't change the bound or the root of the words. You can explain the parts of the things that way. Okay? In this case, you need to talk about the affixes. What is affixes? I know it's possible you try to look for different tests, the different names. You saw the bounds, the free parts. But in this case, I'm sure really shows. The affixes is a bond reference that. I suppose that is the root. And just in this moment, you have the equations. What is the root? But the root as this kind of part of the sentences that has a meaning for the word. Yes, this first part, for example, when you say writer, you saw write, in this case, the root, or in this case, the noun is in affix. Yeah? On a better definition for that, the better meaning for this of yourself is before the prefixes and after the suffixes. Yeah? I mean, you need to understand that it's so really important. In the English and the morphos, you're trying to divide different things, and you try to divide in roots. That's the most important part. For example, here you can say reprobatus. That's word. You can read that, of course. In this case, the principle about private, in this case, is the root, because don't change anything about that. Yeah, never has inflections. That's part. This situation, you need to work with the prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes always refer to the root, and suffixes always after that. And obviously, you need to remember something important. These kind of words, suffixes and prefixes, as possible to totally change the meaning of the words. But always have the same situation if you have the root and change the meaning, but you try to modify it as some important things, some important criteria for that, okay? Sorry. The most popular prefixes that you can look for in a sentences, you can look for in the words. In this case, it's a prefixes, so I don't know if you can see, yeah, of course. Pre, and B. Yeah? And it's most important suffixes that, remember this part is after to the root, yeah, is ing, er, est, light. Yeah? Normally, the morphology is possible to try to make some short rule, short example tree as in a drawing is possible. Say it's the morphology tree. So the word is reprobatist. In this case, this word has all these morpheme parts in a sentences. In this case, you need to say that. Probate is the part of the word, don't change it. Yeah, it's in the most important part because it has the meaning of the word. Yeah, and you have es. In this case, you remember this is a root. Yeah, the probate is a root, and in this case, es is in a plural. Yes, probate. And re, that's where you say here. You can look here. In this case, this part is an prefix. It's other important things to the prefix. For example, other important example for that is write That part in this case is the root. Yeah. And if you put R, writer, in this case this part is in a suffix. Yes, do you remember? Suffix. And if you put write, so in Spanish like to escribir, but if you put writer, because like here is an verb, this part is, you can assume specific qualities for a profession. This is writer, escritor. That's it all. And I think this is the most important thing. And also really short explaining about the morphology. I just so remember two important parts. Also an affixes, it's an affix, prefix, and a suffix. And depending on the cases, in this case it's possible, each one of these, for example, prefix and suffix is possible to change something about a meaning. Not totally, but I mean just some. Thanks so much. Bye.